creature was covered in thick fur and walked on two legs. As soon as it noticed the man filming, it quickly retreated, bounding across a highway. Given that there were no cars on the road, it's believed that this was a remote, or perhaps even an abandoned highway, deep in an isolated area. The man who encountered the strange being was left clueless about what he had just witnessed. As viewers, we can tell that this creature is not human by the way it moves. It crouches down, looks at the person filming, and runs across the highway with an unusual gait, swinging its arms and shoulders in a way that is not typical of human. Cryptid enthusiasts quickly speculated that this might be a Bigfoot, although its smaller size led some to believe it could.
This strange event unfolded in Laia, a small country tucked away in northeastern Europe. A man was taking a leisurely stroll through a remote forest when something or someone caught his eye. But this was no ordinary animal. It was creature, cloaked in thick fur, walked upright like a human. But the moment it realized it was being watched, it bolted. In seconds, it was across an empty highway, disappearing into the trees. The highway felt weirdly abandoned, as if it hadn't seen traffic in years. This creature moved eerily. It was unsettling to say the least for the person recording.
Oh, come on inside! Carly!
In June 2023, this mother and her daughter were walking along a path in the woods. It was a trail they knew well, one they'd walked many times without anything strange or scary happening. But this day would be very different. As they enjoyed the quiet of the forest, they suddenly noticed something huge in the bushes, just off the path. A giant, hairy creature. The mother, startled and scared, urgently called for her daughter to get inside. Even though she was terrified, she managed to capture a clear video of the creature as it turned and ran away. The creature was covered in brown fur except for its face and hands, which were bare. Its face was particularly frightening. It seems the creature was about 8 feet tall with massive shoulders, too big and too strange to be human. Many people think it might be a movie prop, but why would it be wandering in the woods?
I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because just breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever it is. Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look. What in God's name is going on? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and it doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. I think I'm gonna bounce because I think he just hit the ground which means he's about to...
This creepy video popped up online, shared by a man from South Carolina, USA. It starts with strange noises coming from his backyard, which made him go check it out. What he found was shocking, and he caught it all on camera. To break the huge tree branches the way he saw, it would take the strength of something as strong as a gorilla or a chimpanzee. Only, this was no ordinary primate. As the man got closer, you could hear what sounded like gorillas fighting in the trees, snapping off massive limbs. In disbelief, he kept recording, saying he'd never seen anything like it in his life. The branches were breaking left and right, and whatever was doing it wasn't happy about being watched. This thing was angry and big, really big. The creature was tearing apart the trees, breaking branches that would take the man minutes to even move, and then, suddenly, something huge started moving right above him. The man realized this thing was coming closer, getting ready to throw something at him again. Panicking, he watched as the creature tore half of a healthy tree down like it was nothing. It was so powerful, he couldn't believe it. At that moment, the man knew he had to get out of there. And so that is exactly what he did. You shouldn't mess with things that can snap trees in half.
Shadowy figure just beyond the tree line. Igor called out, his voice breaking the eerie silence, but the creature didn't respond. Instead, it stood there, watching him from the darkness before retreating back into the trees.
This eerie footage was captured by a man named Igor, who lives in the remote Siberian forest of Russia. His home, far from any neighbors and surrounded by thick woods, was used to the usual sounds of the wilderness. But for the past few nights, something strange had been happening. Low, creepy growls were coming from the trees near his house. Igor knew what the forest sounded like, but these growls were nothing like the usual animals. They were deeper, scarier, and unsettling. One night, the growls became even louder and more constant. Determined to figure out what was lurking in the dark, Igor grabbed his night vision camera and went out into the cold, pitch-black forest. What he captured on that night was terrifying. As he walked deeper into the shadows, the night vision on his camera flickered to life. And then, just beyond the trees, he saw something shocking. Igor called out to this creature, his voice breaking through the creepy silence, but the figure didn't move. It just stood there, staring at him from the darkness. Then, without a sound, it vanished back into the trees. At one point, the figure appeared again, sitting in the grass. It was watching Igor, its eyes fixed on him. It seemed to be able to see him clearly, like it didn't need night vision at all. As the figure started creeping closer, Igor's fear got the best of him. He turned and ran back to the safety of his home. Whatever he had encountered that night remains a mystery. Since then, no one has heard any updates. What do you think that was?
Number 7. Bigfoot running down a hillside. The footage supposedly captures a Bigfoot running down a steep California hillside. The video's origin remains shrouded in mystery, leaving room for wide-ranging speculation about the circumstances surrounding its capture. The creature depicted stands out for its striking orange hue and appears to be in motion, possibly fleeing from or advancing towards an unseen force, briefly pausing to grab hold of a sapling. Critics have scrutinized the creature's nimble movements, noting its limited use of its notably long arms, which has fueled skepticism about the authenticity of the footage. Additionally, the creature's size has sparked a range of theories and interpretations.
This eerie footage shows what some believe is a Bigfoot running down a steep hillside in California. The video's origin is a mystery, and no one really knows who filmed it or why. Because of this, there's been a lot of guessing about what was happening when it was recorded. The creature stands out because of its bright orange color, which is unusual for any animal. It seems to be moving quickly, like it's either running away from something or maybe going towards something we can't see. At one point, it even stops to grab onto a small tree. People who've watched the video closely are split. Some say the way it moves with long swinging arms looks too strange to be real. Could it be a hoax or someone in a costume? Maybe. Others think its size and the way it runs suggests something more mysterious, fueling even more wild theories about what this creature could be. No one knows for sure, but this video definitely has more room for analysis.
Huge amounts of controversy.
Where is it?
He's coming. He's there. He's gonna pop up in a minute. There he is, popping up. Look at berries. Lots of berries.
Let's see him.
He's over here now.
Oh shit, he went too fast. I didn't catch him this time.
Truly weird video. Indeed, one main element which makes it seem real is the rapid speed it moves at the swinging of arms is also what caught a lot of people's attention. I don't know about you, but not many people would come across a human that maneuvers in this fashion. Some of the comments under the original video believe it's real, and others are total hoax. But be sure to comment down below your thoughts.
A professional wedding photographer in Litchfield County, Connecticut, captured this eerie footage using the video function on his DSLR camera. The YouTuber, Connecticut Bigfoot, shared the strange video, explaining that he had heard something near the trash cans and thought it was a bear, and so he stayed inside and recorded through a window. By the time they got the camera ready, whatever it was had already moved over to the road and into a nearby field. Little did they know, this potential Bigfoot sighting would gather nearly 200,000 views and stir up a lot of controversy. The figure is hard to see at first, hidden in the bushes, and then it suddenly moves, fast, really fast. It darts out of sight before they could catch it clearly on camera. The speed at which it moved and the way its long arms swung seemed extremely non-human. Many viewers said there was something about the way it moved that didn't seem human. It was too quick, too fluid, like nothing anyone had seen before. Whether it was real or not, what the hell did they really capture in that rural Connecticut field?
There's not much context provided, but the footage is so clear that it seems convincing. Which is why I had to include it in this video. From what we know, the video comes from a trail camera set up somewhere in the forest. His starts recording as a Bigfoot-like creature sits directly in front of the camera. The creature looks quite realistic, with its long, straggly hair and Neanderthal-like facial features. Its face has a human-like quality, but is too primate-like to be fully human. Interestingly, its movements are very human-like as well. The main debate centers around whether this is a real Bigfoot or just a person in a costume.
This is one of the clearest videos of what might be a Bigfoot. There's not much backstory, but the footage is so sharp, it's hard to ignore. A trail camera deep in the forest caught a Bigfoot-like creature sitting right in front of it. The creature looks real, with long, messy hair and a face that seems part human, part ape. Its movements are strangely human too. The big debate is whether this is an actual Bigfoot or just someone in a costume. Without more info, it's tough to say, but this is some of the best Bigfoot footage out there.
At the left side of the trail, you'll spot a shadowy, furry figure walking into the trees. It seems like Bigfoot decided to make a guest appearance right as the video was being recorded. Historically, these creatures were elusive and difficult to spot, often requiring considerable effort. Now, it seems that just being in the right forest or mountainous area at the right time might offer a rare glimpse. Or perhaps we're just encountering increasingly convincing.
A strange Bigfoot sighting happened when a YouTuber known for reviewing cars was test driving an ATV. While focusing on his review, he accidentally caught what many think is Bigfoot on camera. If you look closely on the left side of the trail, you'll see a shadowy, furry figure disappearing into the trees. Normally, these creatures are hard to spot, but lately it seems like just being in the right forest at the right time gives people a chance to see one. Or maybe we're just seeing better hoaxes.
Gonna take a look. Saw a mother bear and two cubs this past spring. I don't know where they would be now. Whoa, what is that? What?
In December 2022, Ken, a carpenter known for building tips and bear sightings, stumbled upon something strange while filming with his drone. He wasn't looking for Bigfoot, just checking Bear Hollow Road to see if any bears were around. But as he drove, he saw something unusual that didn't look like any bear. Curious and nervous, he pulled out his drone for a closer look. What he captured was shocking. A large, shadowy figure with long strides moving through the trees. The crunching of its footsteps could be heard, and the massive creature sparked heated debate. Was it really Bigfoot or something else?
Тихо. Что он там делает, а? Господи, только не мой новый смартфон. Ой, прямо на нас. Господи! Ой, ты, батюшки мои, боже!
The Yeti appears to be raiding a campsite, becomes enraged, grabbing a bag and throwing it around while moving toward the man hiding in the bush. The creature then stumbles, falls, and the video abruptly cuts off. While the video could...
In this eerie video, a man hides in a bush, filming what many believe to be a Yeti. The giant creature, covered in white fur with a dark face, looks about 8 feet tall. Its muscles bulge as it angrily raids a campsite, tossing bags around. The Yeti seems furious, moving closer to the man hiding in the bush. Suddenly it stumbles, falls, and the video cuts off. The close-up footage makes you wonder, was this real or staged? Whatever it is, the sight of such a massive, powerful creature is enough to scare anybody. On a Jeep adventure in the Alberta Rockies, the YouTube channel Voyager Overland set up a trail camera near their vehicles. They didn't know anything was lurking nearby until they reviewed the footage. What they saw shocked them. The creature looks almost translucent at times, making it hard to figure out what it really is. The footage is strange, unlike anything the creator had ever seen in their Bigfoot research. They enhanced and zoomed in on the figure, but it doesn't really resolve the mystery.
Sorry for the fact that the video is quite murky and blurry. But we can see the size of this creature. It's quite large, isn't it? Let me know what...
Near the city of Laramie, Wyoming, a hiker was enjoying the view when something strange happened. As he took in the scenery, he suddenly heard a weird noise coming from the mountainside. He grabbed his camera and started recording. The video is blurry, but it's clear that the creature in the footage is massive. Way bigger than anything a human could be. Some people think the sounds in the video were a Bigfoot confronting a dog. Could it really be? It's not out of the realms of possibility.
An absolutely massive creature covered in dark hair is caught. The creature is obviously angry for some reason, as it powerfully moves around giant tree limbs. It practically destroys the area, tossing around these huge tree branches with ease. Someone or something would have to be extremely strong to be able to do this, and that's why most...
This creepy video was captured by a trail camera set up near a crime scene deep in the woods. The police had placed the camera to gather clues, but instead, it picked up something much more unsettling. In the footage, a huge creature covered in dark fur appears, looking furious. It stomps around, breaking tree branches like they're twigs. Whatever it is, it's incredibly strong. Many believe it's Bigfoot, since it's known for wrecking trees out of anger or to build shelters. The creature stands about 8 feet tall with a broad, muscular body and dark, hollow eyes that are enough to make anyone's skin crawl.
An armed police officer is seen walking by. But 3 minutes later, at 10:29 p.m., the trail cam was triggered again, and some massive predator is seen. This dark, hairy, bipedal beast slowly walks through the shot. It appears absolutely massive. It's very tall and very wide, estimated at a height of about 8 feet.
On October 27th, 2023, this very strange video was released to the public. Hunters had set up a trail camera to see what wildlife roamed the area. But that night, at exactly 10:26 p.m., the camera caught something unexpected. First, an armed police officer walks by, but just 3 minutes later, the camera catches something even more chilling. A huge, dark, hairy creature appears, walking slowly through the frame. It's tall, at least 8 feet, and very wide. No one knows exactly where the footage was taken or why the officer was out there in the woods. It remains a mystery.
He has a hard time getting his camera to focus at first. But it finally focuses and we get extremely clear footage of this creature's face. It's gorilla-like, but human-like at the same time. The video is so clear that we can make out every single detail of its face. From its defined forehead wrinkles and skin to its blinking eyes and huge nose.
A well-known explorer and Bigfoot researcher went deep into the woods, carrying his camera. He was in a spot famous for strange Bigfoot sightings. After searching for a while, something in the thick brush caught his attention. At first, his camera wouldn't focus, but finally it zoomed in on something unbelievable. The creature's face was clear, and it looked both like a gorilla and a human. Its eyes blinked, and you could see every wrinkle on its forehead and its giant nose. This creature didn't look like any gorilla, and the researcher was actually pretty sure it was the real Bigfoot.
Now, not much is known about this one. The only thing we really know is that a person was out in the forest when suddenly they spotted a huge Bigfoot-like creature.
This close and clear Bigfoot video has been a topic of discussion in recent times. What we know is that someone was out in the forest when they suddenly saw a huge Bigfoot-like creature. They quickly ran and hid while the creature walked past. The video shows an unnaturally tall Sasquatch, and because it's so close, you can see everything. Its lighter face, dark eyes, big brow ridge, and even its nose and black beard. It's everything you'd expect from Bigfoot, but again, we can't be sure.
From a research area. Around 9:30 p.m. that night, the researcher was panning across the trees when he noticed a pair of glowing eyes by the bear.
I'm gonna keep dunking down for it, damn it. You don't like that light, whatever the hell it is.
Following this extended game of hide and seek, Dodson charges the subject against his better judgment.
Damn, I wish I'd put the battery in that damn...
Robert Dodson, a self-proclaimed Bigfoot hunter, was either loved or hated for his strange methods. Instead of looking for Sasquatch, he tried to lure them with bait traps. On the night of September 16, 2014, he left a mix of fruit and meat in his Oklahoma research area. Around 9:30 p.m., while filming the trees, Dodson spotted glowing eyes near the bait. After a tense game of hide and seek, against his better judgment, he charged toward the creature, only for no confrontation to take place. With Dodson's instincts telling him to run, he quickly left the area. When he came back later, he marked the spot, estimating the eyes were about 8 feet high. In this clip, something truly strange happened near this cabin deep in the woods. A couple of Bigfoot-like creatures slowly approached, their big, clear figures moving closer to the front porch. As they passed by, one of them suddenly let out a terrifying scream. The surrounding areas went completely silent, and you can feel how terrified the cameraman is. Interestingly enough, the two creatures do not pay much attention to the person recording and keep walking. What do you think just happened?
Oh shit. Oh
Okay,
shit.
okay.
What the What? Move. Every flipping night. Move.
We never truly know what lurks in the wilderness beyond our sight. And this first encounter is proof of that in this clip. A Jamaican man starts noticing something off happening around his house at night. It's not the usual noises or shadows. It's an estranged woman who keeps showing up. Every night she stands in the same spot, completely still. No blinking, no movement. The guy's creeped out, so naturally he starts shouting at her, "What move? Talk, do something." But nothing. No response. She just stands there like a statue, totally unfazed by his shouting, and his frustration starts to build. So, what does he do? He decides to record the spot during the day, you know.
And Alia say, hey. Alia say, woman. Hey. Hey. What she stand up there for? Hey. Every night this man comes to the bride, so I don't want to move. Woman. Move. Every flipping night. Move. Every night this man comes to the bride, so I don't want to move. Like she's sick in her head. Me not touch her, no. Hey.
To prove that there's nothing weird there when the sun's up. It's just an empty area, nothing to see here. But when night falls again, guess who's back? Yup, the woman. Still in the same spot, but now, there's something even more unsettling. She's got her head covered.
You see what I'm talking about? Look. I was live. It's still there. It doesn't want to move. It cover up its head. Hey. You see what time it is? It's 3:52 right now. That thing is still there.
The man manages to capture this eerie figure on video, and some people start throwing out theories. Maybe it's a scarecrow? It's so still, so creepy. You might think it's just some prank. But others aren't so sure. Is it really just an object? Or is there something far more mysterious going on here? Deep in the Appalachian wilderness, two adventurous twins from the channel Action Adventure Twin stumble upon a massive, mysterious pipe that seems to descend endlessly into the earth. In this clip, two adventurous twins are exploring the Appalachian Mountains when they come across something creepy. A huge pipe that goes deep into the ground with no clear end in sight. Curious about where it leads, they lower a GoPro down into the pipe to see what's inside. As the camera goes down, it picks up an eerie vibe with weird noises and faint, spooky echoes coming from within. For a split second, the footage shows what looks like part of a strange, unidentified creature. It's only a fleeting glimpse, but its shadowy form hints at something alive in the darkness, hidden from human sight. The sounds get louder, with what seems like faint breathing or growling, making the scene even more tense.
Check this out. The mystery pipe, and lowered it down this pipe, and it just kept going and going, and it opens up down there. There's something down there. Oh, it's going there.
This eerie discovery leaves the twins utterly terrified. Would you dare to spend the night in an abandoned 18th century church, surrounded by an eerie graveyard? In this eerie video, Chris and his friend Mick, from the YouTube channel Blot Outdoor Show, decide to go stealth camping overnight at the abandoned St. Andrew's Church in Connaught, England. The church, built in 1769, has been left untouched for almost 50 years, and it's surrounded by an old graveyard, adding to the creepy atmosphere.
We're going to do a stealth camp right next to this old, spooky, abandoned church. It's been abandoned since like the 1970s.
Chris, who's a skeptic and doesn't usually watch paranormal stuff, sees the trip as a fun, lighthearted adventure. He even mentions that he doesn't get scared easily. What happens next is bound to send a shiver down your spine. The two head to the deserted church after dark, and once inside, the pitch-black silence creates an unsettling atmosphere.
There we go, folks. Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that gets a shiver up the spine or things like this. To me, it's not spooky, but we'll still have a look around. Like I say, guys, it's been abandoned since the 1970s. Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again.
As they explore the abandoned building, a loud bang suddenly breaks the silence, making them jump and sending them running outside in a panic.
Oh, I think Mick's filled his pants. I get skin in my dinners only be done these. I think Mick's got a lug of a jugger in his only padandies. You know what I mean?
Nice big hole.
That's the fastest I've ever seen you run.
Chris tries to laugh off Mick's fear, joking about having an overactive imagination. But it's clear the noise startled them both. After a couple of hours and a few drinks to calm their nerves, Chris manages to convince a still nervous Mick to go back into the church.
He's not happy about it, but I've convinced Mick to have one more look inside this so-called haunted church. Go on then, Schmick.
You ain't got closer.
Well then. Oh well, I'll go on first. Right, Mick, you follow me. I think the first time we came in, I think we just let our imaginations run away with ourselves, which is easy when you're in the pitch black and you're having a few. Just leave that door open, Mick. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. My kind of thing is sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But each to their own, wherever your hobby is. Let's have a look over here, Schmick. Oh, here we go. We've got a photograph of young Chris here. Oh, sorry guys. It's not young Chris. Apologies. It's Jesus Christ. Our than son.
Milky buttons there.
Yeah, milky buttons. What? What the What? Mix away. Ooh, shut that door. What? Right, guys. Oh, I'm not one of these ones that get scared for like that. But that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard about it. I think Mick's dropped his guts. I think he's filled his pants. It's alright, Mick. I've got some baby wipes in my bag. That was proper dodgy, that, Mick.
Back inside, they hear another loud, unexplained noise that scares them even more, prompting them to quickly leave the church for good that night. But the real shock comes later. When reviewing their footage, loyal viewers spot something terrifying. A shadowy, human-like figure standing behind a doorway, as if it's watching Chris and Mick while they explore. This eerie discovery raises unsettling questions about what or who might still be lingering in the abandoned church. Since neither Chris nor Mick had any interest in ghost hunting or paranormal activity, the mysterious figure makes the experience even more intriguing. Epping Forest isn't just a place, it's a legend, steeped in chilling ghost stories and eerie encounters. In this clip, UK content creator Exploring with Fighters heads out to camp in the infamous Epping Forest, known for its eerie, haunted history. Along with a friend, they plan to spend the night deep in the woods, under a spooky full moon. The adventure kicks off with a strange incident when Fighters feels something's off with his car. So he decides to leave it near an old church on the edge of the forest that looks more like a tomb. Despite the odd feeling, the two head into the forest, find a spot to set up camp, and start preparing a fire in their meal. What starts as a normal night quickly takes a sinister turn.
It makes it all worthwhile. All the hard work that went into it.
At first, the scuttling sounds around them seem like nothing more than animals. But as time passes, the noises grow more unsettling. The sounds shift into high-pitched, loud thuds, as if something is knocking at their tent. Fear sets in when they hear the first heavy thud, and things take an even creepier turn when they spot something moving near their campsite.
What was that? A branch or something. Look, Bigfoot, we haven't heard anything like that all night. That's what worries me.
The tension between the two grows,
as they realize they're not alone in the woods. Later, fighters reviews the footage from their security camera and uncovers some chilling evidence. Something, or someone, can be seen lurking within the frame, briefly staring at them before quickly darting off into the darkness. This confirms they weren't alone, and whatever it was close to their tent, making the situation even more tense. Despite the unsettling events, Fighters and his friend decide to stay in the tent, too frightened to venture out into the dark. When morning comes, they search the campsite, but find no trace of the intruder or anything that could explain what was thrown at the tent. What starts as a peaceful camping trip quickly turns into a spine-chilling encounter in the heart of the Washington wilderness. In this horror video, The Hogut Project, a channel known for exploring the wilds of Washington, takes viewers deep into an untouched forest, far from civilization. The plan is to enjoy a peaceful night of camping, but things quickly take a creepy turn. As sunset fades and darkness settles over the forest, strange noises start to echo through the trees, thudding and rustling close by. At first, he brushes it off, thinking it's just rotted logs shifting or animals moving near a stream. But as the sounds keep up, he begins to feel more and more uneasy. Sitting under his tarp, he shines his flashlight into the forest, but the sounds suddenly stop without a trace of where they came from.
I kind of like how it's open out that way too. Lets a little bit of light into these woods. That way, cannot see a thing. And I don't think I was recording earlier, but something made a heavy sound over there. Could have just been some old rotted logs settling. But up that way, a couple miles, there is a camp, but I don't think anybody's hiking this way back down. Anywho, I've heard that the red lamp keeps the bugs away. I don't know if that was me or something over there. Definitely something over there.
And that's when I stand up and I just shine the forest. Of course the noise has stopped, and I'm guessing whoever it was, it found a good spot to lay low. I didn't see any eyes blowing back.
A feeling of being exposed washes over him as he quietly circles the campsite, starting to suspect that whatever's lurking isn't just wildlife. It feels more sinister. The discomfort lingers as the snapping and rustling noises continue, making him uneasy and unable to shake the feeling that something's watching him.
Also thinking maybe I'm too close to the stream. That's going to attract animals coming to get a drink. All that said, I decided to pack up camp. I was like, well, I don't know if I'll have fun now. Then the other one out here, and it was really dark back in these woods. Getting all packed up, and once I get out to the road, I just take a quick look up towards where the creek is, and this is where it gets terrifying. And I thought I had pressed record, but it was not recording. But anywho, I've got my low beam on at this point. I think I see something small. Maybe it's like a raccoon or something right there by the water. And as I hit the high beam, this is when I see it. I see something standing there on the side of the road, pretending to be a statue. Whatever this was, decided it was just going to freeze, and then maybe I wouldn't think it was anything. But as I'm looking in that direction, I'm not even kidding, it looks like somebody dressed up in camo. And they've got their back slightly angled away. I'd say like at a 45 degree. They're standing there about 6 feet tall, looking like a human that I just caught that was probably sneaking up on me.
The tension ramps up when he decides to leave the campsite. As he drives away, His headlights catch a figure standing near the stream by the road. He switches to high beams for a better look, and what he sees is unsettling. Standing about 6 feet tall, the figure remains perfectly still, almost like it's posing as a statue. Dressed in camouflage, it stands at an odd angle, with its back slightly turned. He shines his light on the figure for nearly 20 seconds, but it doesn't move. Then, just as he looks away for a brief moment, it vanishes. He's left wondering if it was someone following him, or maybe a group of people hiding in the woods. But no matter how much he tries to make sense of it, he can never figure out exactly what or who it was. Around 10 p.m., Angela Wami's Ring security camera sent a notification to her phone. She was waiting for her husband to come home from work and initially brushed it off, thinking it was nothing unusual since no one had walked up to the door. But as anxiety set in, her curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to check the footage. What she saw made her blood run cold. Through the glass of her patio door, Angela saw a young girl in a dress standing completely still, staring out. What was even more unsettling was that it appeared the girl was inside the house. But before Angela could make sense of what was happening, the girl was gone. Alone and shaken, Angela spent the rest of the night wide awake, too terrified to sleep. A few days later, desperate for an explanation, Angela returned to the scene, hoping to discredit the eerie footage.
Okay, so this is the area, the door that it was like standing inside. We don't have anything or keep anything in this area because it's a walkway and it would be really awkward. And then this is where the security camera is. So when I looked at the footage, I expected to see a person. I didn't expect to see that though.
The spot where the girl had stood was a clear walkway, with no objects or obstructions in sight. The camera's angle didn't offer any answers, and Angela couldn't make sense of what she had seen. What was this apparition, and how did it vanish so quickly? The mystery of that night lingered, leaving her with more questions than answers. What if your grandchild described seeing someone in the room that wasn't there? In this clip, Cindy Reed, Danny Bees, from Cleveland, Ohio, was babysitting her granddaughter Nova when something truly unsettling happened.
You're so funny. I can't wait until summer gets here so we can go outside and play.
I miss Mimi.
I miss you too. I miss you too. What?
Coming.
What? Who's coming?
Here coming.
Who?
Him.
You see somebody back there?
Him.
Who?
Here.
Him?
Yeah.
Where's he at? Is he in our house?
Yeah.
Where? Show me. Where's he at? He's right in front of you?
Yep.
Who is it?
A guy.
Who's there, mister? What are you doing in our... Where's he at? In the dining room?
Yep.
Show me him. Go show me him. Give me your hand. Take me to him.
This him.
Take me to him. Show me.
This him.
Wait, let me... Show me. Is he right here?
Yep.
He's in our dining room?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our dining room, mister? What does he look like?
I bug.
He's got bug eyes?
Yeah.
What are you doing in our living room, mister? Get. You go back home. You go back wherever you came from.
Okay.
What's he doing? Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs.
Nova was happily chatting with her grandmother in the living room when, out of nowhere, she began staring intently into the dining room. Nova then claimed she could see a man with bug eyes standing there. Cindy was immediately disturbed by the description. She wondered who this man could be, but Nova kept insisting that the strange man was right there in front of them. Frightened, Cindy decided to take Nova upstairs.
Come on, you're creeping me out. We're going upstairs. Come on. You're scaring me. We're going upstairs. Yeah, you're scaring me. We're going upstairs.
Away from whatever was lurking in the dining room. This video, shared by Nova's mother, reveals a terrifying mystery. The strange man Nova keeps seeing, but no one else can. What makes it even more unsettling is that Cindy, who is known to fear anything paranormal, was visibly shaken by the incident. Nova continues to insist she sees this mysterious man in their home, leaving a chilling question. Who is this figure, and why can only Nova see him? We may never know.